the meeting to order and start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, call the roll, please.
Dango?
Here.
Gary?
Here.
Reed?
Here.
Barrett?
Here.
Mayor Diaz?
Here. Are there any changes to the agenda?
No changes there.
Okay, it's the public comment section of the meeting. If you have comment for council, please come to the podium and state your name. And we do have a 3-minute time limit on comment. Okay, seeing none, we'll go for new business. Presentation on the weather update on last week's event with City Manager Lee Gates McLaughlin and Fire Chief Brian Park.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So tonight we're planning on giving you kind of an update on some of the recovery efforts after the tornado incident that happened in the community last Thursday, June 11th. And so we'll go here with Fire Chief Brian Park on kind of what occurred, the incident, and the response leading up to that, and where we're at as a city right now.
All right, so as everybody knows, last Thursday, June 11th, Streator was hit by a tornado, skirted the east side of town. We had a really quick response to the tornado due to several different calls coming in through 911. We did have a report of a person trapped initially, and several other people that needed medical attention. So as the slide points out there, we were already from the derecho show the night before. We had, honestly, the fire department, it was actually a really good chance to, I don't want to say practice, but we kind of had a similar response the night before with the derecho, just without as much damage. So we received a tornado warning in Streator about 5:20 p.m. and we immediately activated the sirens. I believe we activated the sirens 10 times. I'm pretty sure 10 to 12 times. I'm not exactly sure how many times it was. But we had at least 30 minutes of warning, thanks to the National Weather Service, to prepare the citizens. We also had cell phone alerts that went out to remind the citizens to take cover. So the first report that we received of a tornado was at 5:52. We had heard that it reached the city limits of Bacter, and we were waiting calls there. After that, it moved to the 12th and Saratoga area and the Sunbury area, and then after that, it moved over to the Airport Road. So our response was with Streator Fire personnel. We called a general alarm, which means everyone came in. We were able to handle most of the searches of the homes and the rescues right away. It took about maybe an hour and a half to do a primary and secondary search of each home that was damaged. We did call a life safety box, which means that we called for ambulances and engines from other communities. So we had help from Ottawa with an engine and an ambulance, Grand Ridge with an engine and an ambulance, Lawston and Marseilles. So at the time, we didn't know how many people were injured, so we called a box to get everybody here as quickly as possible. Fortunately, the 4 ambulances pretty much sat on the front apron of the fire station, waiting to get sent out, and they weren't needed. So that's a really good thing. All in all, we transported 4 people from the tornado damage to the hospital with minor injuries. And talking to OSF after that, they treated 3 people that had ambulated themselves to the emergency room. So in total of 7 people injured, very minor injuries, which is really amazing to hear. So after the searches, we had set up the city EOC here in City Hall. So we've all got to know this room very well this week. You can see by our maps and our objectives on the walls and that type of thing. So we've been here every morning this week at 9 a.m. Going through emergency operations, just making sure that everything is on track, making sure that each making sure each department is in direct communication with each other so that everybody knows what's going on with the relief efforts. I believe I got most of that stuff. Streator PD was on scene immediately. If you guys have seen the viral video of a couple of Streator police officers helping a gentleman out of a home, the Streator police were on scene really quickly, and we appreciate their help with that. So ComEd was on scene quickly, and so was Nicor Gas to remediate any gas leaks that we had. Can you go to the next slide there, Patty? So the day after, well, here's the affected areas. You want to cover this?
Yeah, so there were two main affected areas through town. Obviously, we're looking at the southeastern part of the community. So on the left, you can see our an addition of a neighborhood, mainly off of 12th Street going into Saratoga. And then obviously you have Sunbury, which sustained a majority of the damage. And then obviously there were still damaged homes on John Street as well. Now, as the tornado went further northeast, they went into, as we know, Airport Road, and the homes that were kind of in the lower part of the picture there. And those were our two main areas in which the tornado went through. And there will be a path photo at the end of the presentation, and you can see how it's kind of scarred the earth from the beginning to where it ended.
Yeah, so the morning after, the fire department quickly went out, and we just needed to know how many homes were affected. We did a real quick damage assessment, very different than the damage assessment, say that a structural engineer would do. We just wanted to know how many homes were damaged and how many were totaled, that type of thing. So if you can see on the screen, 91 structures were assessed. I believe it was 44 of the structures were deemed moderate or major damage, or completely totaled. So almost half of the homes that we assessed were deemed moderate, major, or completely gone. So that survey was done quickly in a matter of a couple hours, just so that we knew exactly how many homes we were dealing with. Later that day, the LaSalle County Emergency Management Agency came in with structural engineers, and they'll have a more complete, accurate picture of the damage through the eyes of a structural engineer.
So utility restoration, you can kind of see two photos. One was the day after the incident occurred, and it's kind of hard to see from here, but every single one of those poles are on the ground, laying flat. And then obviously below you can see the ComEd trucks restoring those utility poles very, very efficiently. And so we thank them for coming out. Now, in terms of Nicor Gas, our report says 39 homes have services cut off. And so 10 have been restored in the area, but obviously with some of the more severely damaged homes, it's going to be hard to restore those services, so they've cut the lines to ensure that there's no gas leaks moving forward. We just received the cutoff letters 2 days ago to make sure they have the proper identification for demolition permits, because if there's not a letter from Nicor stating that the service has been cut off, obviously we wouldn't want those homes to be demolished fully, and then you hit a gas line, et cetera, et cetera. The gas leaks that happened initially were stopped very quickly, I think within the evening, and that's kind of where we're at with Nicor Gas. For ComEd, 84 total customers have had their services cut off, obviously due to ongoing recovery efforts and moving all the debris closer to the road. 3,000 customers were restored within the vicinity of Streator, and then talking with Gil, the CEO of ComEd, he mentioned that 500,000 individuals were without power in the region, and with 5,000 active outages that they're continually working on. But I think given the severity of Streator, they worked hard to restore power as quickly as possible. So, and they did mobilize out-of-state teams. I think there were reports that a lot of teams were coming in from Colorado, so I know there was a very national response to what happened in our community on Thursday. So some current recovery efforts. We've been working, as we said, as Chief Park stated, we've been here in the EOC making sure that we have all the right people in the room as we start the recovery efforts. Debris management has been our prime concern, working with waste management, especially given the weather events today, although there were some thunderstorms this morning and this afternoon. I think we definitely lucked out in terms of not having any severe weather as we did last week. But with that, we wanted to get as much forward momentum as possible. I think around, Jeff Long, Public Works Director, mentioned probably around 80% of all debris moved out of the area in preparation for today, and we'll continue that process from here to the rest of the week. Obviously, tree trimming and removal is going to be an ongoing effort as well, and then appliances, setting those aside as we move forward. Tomorrow, the biggest piece of information we've been trying to push out to the community is the MARC, the Multi-Agency Resource Center, which will be available tomorrow from 1 to 8 p.m. at North Lawn Junior High School. We're currently, there's going to be a high prevalence of state agencies to assist in that effort, such as Secretary of State, Department of Aging, Department of Insurance, to help those that were affected get any type of assistance that they need. I think Fred from the LaSalle County EMA had mentioned, they may lose driver's licenses, leases to their home, things along those lines, and these state services will be there to help provide ongoing recovery efforts to those that were affected. The Red Cross will also be there to assist with food and water, mental health and spiritual services, as well as I think they'll have 6 therapy dogs on site to assist those who need those types of services as well. So some long-term recovery. Obviously, there's been some monetary relief with regard to the Streator Disaster Relief and Recovery Fund through the Starved Rock Country Community Foundation. Some early preliminary estimates, we've got around 42 donations to that fund and a little over $9,000 raised so far for those that were affected. And they're going to continue to receive donations as we move forward. Additional donations, we're telling individuals to coordinate through the Woodland Elementary School. They're kind of collecting all of those donations, and then they'll distribute that as needed for those that need food and other supplies. And so finally here, you can just a few images. This is a few images of the actual tornado path. So as you can see on the left side, this was right before it hit the Barlow addition of homes, Sunbury, 12th Street, John Street. You can see the swirls and how it kind of scarred the earth. And then from there, it went past, and the second image is basically taken above the Barlow addition on Sunbury Court, and you can see how it went through the field and then all the way up to Airport Road from there. And so, from moving forward, we're going to continue those recovery efforts, and probably through Friday we'll get a better estimate of where we're at, finalizing some of the demolition or debris removal, and then hopefully from there on Saturday, I know there's a big influx of volunteers that are going to try to hopefully get as much out by the end of the weekend as possible. So that's where we're at in terms of the update from last week, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer. Also, really quick, I apologize. I do want to give a very big credit to our department managers and our city staff who did an incredible job coordinating. In the beginning hours of this event, I think without the initial response that we had, it could have obviously been a lot worse. But we're grateful for the community outpour and just making sure that everything was coordinated as best as possible. So I'd really like to credit Chief Park, Chief Wood, and our Public Works Director, Jeff Long, for coordinating those efforts initially and even now. Thank you, and any questions you have, let me know.
I don't have a question, but I would like to make a comment. I was here Thursday night in the EOC and got to observe, and I was really impressed with our management team. We knew we were gonna have a lot of turnover this year in our management team right after the beginning of the year. And we didn't just let it happen and play out on its own. I gotta give credit to our mayor with her leadership. We kind of had an idea of each department, what we wanted to have happen and who took over. And it kind of played out the way we wanted it to. But when I was here Thursday night, I left here, and I think I said something to Scott, that I was convinced we got the right people in the right place at the right time. Between the police chief, the fire chief, public works, everybody stepped up. And I speak for most of the council here, I think we don't do a good job just sitting back watching. We ran for council because we want to work, we want to do what we can to make the community better. And I was here and I realized I can't do anything better than these people are doing. Thank God we got rid of the commission form of government and went to the manager form, because it would have been the 5 of us running all the departments. And yeah, and after seeing the way the professionals did it, I was happy to sit back and watch. And I was very impressed. And not just the department heads, I want to congratulate the staff too. Friday morning at the meeting at 10 o'clock, city manager told them, you're working all day today. They're used to getting off at 1 o'clock. And not only are you gonna work all day today, but you're working tomorrow on Saturday too. Nobody complained. They all showed up, they all worked. Everybody stepped up, so. Very proud of our management team.
Agreed.
Yes, definitely with 4 days on the job for Chief Park.
Only the
years of
eighth or-
experience.
only the eighth or
And the
ninth.
8th and 9th day for our city manager. Things could have went sideways very quickly, so.
We call it out and fire those.
Yes, well, this is your orientation, right? So, yeah, definite,
Gary Bird.
and we are,
Thank you to Gary Bird.
yeah, big thank you as well that we were able
Yeah,
to.
and he ended up staying after he was gonna retire, and
Yeah, yeah.
and he just stepped into that new role and ran with it.
So, no, we do thank all the staff for stepping up and just doing what you need to do. I mean, you defer to me and I'm like, you got it. I have no questions, you've left nothing unanswered. So we really appreciate that as a council. And trying to control all the influx of media calls, donations and everything, but your first priority was keeping everyone staff-wise and those in the impacted areas safe. And you did. I think that shows the all clear and how few people needed to go to the hospital, and just making sure that we had lines cleared, gas tanks cleared before we let anyone in, establishing a perimeter and making sure we kept everyone safe. SPD did an excellent job coordinating that. So, and Jeff, I know you've been run crazy with everything, trying to coordinate semi-trucks and dumpsters and personnel coming from all over, church groups and chainsaws and whatever else you could. So you all are, and again, we have structural engineers out there. Everybody's been out in the department, has been out. So we couldn't ask for anything more from you. We appreciate everything. And we just have to keep on it, because this is gonna take months and months and months to get everybody settled and back where they need to go, so. Yeah, go
With
ahead.
that being said, it doesn't mean that once this is all sort of, the dust is settled, that we're gonna take our binders of procedures and put them back up on a shelf. There'll be a full review and input from the community as to missteps will be taken very seriously, and there's always room for improvement. Yes, everyone did excellent. I myself can't find anything that we should have or would have or could have done different, but there's gotta be something out there, and we wanna find those, and we wanna implement those, and if this ever does have to happen again, we'll do it better then.
Absolutely.
And a big thank you to all the outside agencies that showed up at
Yes.
a moment's notice just to be here. And like Chief Park said, the ambulances sat on the apron at the fire station just in case, because you never know what's happening in other parts of the city at that time. So just a big, huge thank you to everybody that was involved. involved.
And yeah, so on that note, I pulled the disaster binder.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I got off the phone, we got the all clear, and I drove here and started getting the command center ready and grabbed the disaster binder, and we had our last tornado in 2010, and I opened it up to see Mayor Lansford, former Mayor Lansford's notes, and I'm like, ugh. So I know that we created a lot of those plans after that, so we'll just, again, we'll update what we have and go forward from there. But seeing some of the signatures on it and everything was kind of a trip down memory lane for me, and
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe wish he was still here for that, so.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll move to Resolution 2026-31, a resolution issuing an emergency declaration under the authority of the mayor of the city of Streator, counties of LaSalle and Livingston, Illinois, on June 11th and expiring on June 18th, 2026, related to a multi-vortex tornado that touched down in portions of the city. Could get a motion and second.
So moved.
Second?
Councilman Geary, the motion, and Reed with the second. Any discussion? I will say, it was in the disaster plan where I had the form ready to go and I had it signed by 7 o'clock on Thursday, just to be prepared, so. So that will expire tomorrow unless we feel we need to extend it. Nothing further, clerk, call the roll, please.
Danko,
Aye.
Gary,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Shire,
Aye.
Mayor Beeline.
Aye. Item 1, ordinance 2026-09, an ordinance amending Title 10 of the Streator Municipal Code by adding Chapter 1032 to adopt low-speed and on-highway vehicle regulations for the city of Streator, LaSalle, and Livingston counties. You get a motion and second.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Shire with the motion and Geary with the second. Any discussion? And I will mention this would be July 1st for it to take effect.
Yeah, I have something I want to mention. There was some community members that kind of were a little instrumental in this and helped us along our way with our education on various topics. One of them's in attendance, Mr. Scott Carpenter. Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
And we do we have any, we had one person registered or one mechanic registered for,
Yes.
so we have just,
For the inspections?
for the inspections, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Do we, so just, we're still at one? Or did we
As
get
far as I
additional?
know now, but I
Okay.
can get those updated
Okay.
numbers for you.
So yeah, effective July 1st, you can begin coming to City Hall for that. So if nothing, okay. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Danko,
Aye.
Gary,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Shire,
Aye.
Mayor Beeline.
Aye. Item 2, resolution 20.
Mayor, can we have, like, copies made of that? Because I know a lot of people that have
Oh, yeah.
golf carts. Could we have some available at City Hall?
Before the tornado, we talked about having a map and like a trifold ready, so.
Yeah,
Because there's a lot into it. We went over it week after
Right.
week after
Yes,
week.
staff are providing a trifold with information,
Good.
available streets
Yeah.
and all of that. And we can provide that to you before July 1.
Okay.
Good question. Item 2, resolution 2026-25, a resolution authorizing and approving an IDOT highway permit for temporary closure of a portion of westbound Illinois Route 18, Main Street, and the north lane of Bridge Street, and reduction of 2 lanes of northbound Illinois Route 23 Park Street to 1 lane for through traffic in connection with cruise night in the city of Streator, counties of LaSalle and Livingston, Illinois. Can I get a motion and second, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Dinko, and with the motion, and Geary with the second. Any discussion? Within this, we do, usually every June, we'll approve this in preparation for cruise night. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Danko,
Aye.
Gary,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Shire,
Aye.
Mayor Beeline.
Aye. Item 3, resolution 2026-26, a resolution of the Streator City Council establishing the fee for rental of the Anderson Fields Clubhouse. Can I get a motion and second, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Shire with the motion and Reed with the second. Any discussion?
No, second's exactly how we discussed it.
Exactly as we discussed 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay, clerk call the roll, please.
Danko,
Aye.
Gary,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Shire,
Aye.
Mayor Beeline.
Aye. Resolution 2026-27, a resolution authorizing the purchase of a spectrometer for the Streator Fire Department to enhance response to any hazardous material event in the city of Streator, LaSalle, and Livingston Counties, Illinois. Can I get a motion and second, please? Okay.
Second.
Mr. Danko, thank you for the second.
Okay. Councilman Geary with the motion and Danko with the second.
I just want to offer myself, if anybody has any questions, it was in a memo, I'm pretty sure everybody read it. I tried to find the best version of what is a mass spectrometer as possible, and I hope it satisfied your knowledge. Okay, good.
Question, would you have deployed this?
No,
For-
it would not.
Okay.
With what we encountered, no.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Okay, any other comment or question? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Danko,
Aye.
Gary.
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Shire,
Aye.
Mayor Beeline.
Aye. Go to item 5, resolution 2026-28, a resolution approving an award of a construction contract for repairs of the fire department training facility, 300 West 10th Street, Streator, Illinois, to TJ Mosley Construction Company, Streator, Illinois. Get a motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Reed with the motion and Councilman Geary with the second. Any discussion? That's exactly as we discussed 2 weeks ago.
Thank you, TJ.
Clerk, call the roll, please.
Danko,
Aye.
Gary.
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Shire,
Aye.
Mayor Beeline.
Aye. Item 6, resolution 2026-29, authorizing the solicitation of bids for surplus properties for the city of Streator, LaSalle, and Livingston Counties, Illinois. Can I get a motion and second, please?
So moved. Second.
Okay, Councilman Danko with the motion and Shire with the second. Any discussion? Just double checking that I didn't have a comment. These, I believe 2 of these have homes on them still? Or one of them?
One still has a structure on it that is being slated for demolition. We're gonna hold off the advertisement until that demolition occurs.
Thank you. Any comment or questions, discussion? Okay, clerk, call the roll, please.
Danko,
Aye.
Gary.
Aye.
Reed.
Aye.
Shire.
Aye.
Mayor Beeline.
Aye. Item 7, resolution 2026-30, a resolution awarding a construction contract to Pavement Maintenance Incorporated, Henry, Illinois, for the 2026 General Revenue Street Program for Spring Lake Road Seal Coat Project in the city of Streator, counties of LaSalle and Livingston, Illinois. Get a motion and second, please.
So moved. Second.
Okay, motion by Councilman Geary and second by Councilman Shire. Any discussion?
I have a quick question. This is going from about the entrance of Spring Lake Park?
It's going from the
North?
entrance of Spring Lake Park, just north of the railroad bridge, about just over 1,800 feet.
Okay. Why wouldn't the county be doing that?
That is our jurisdiction.
Okay, it's in city limits, or, okay.
We would be annexed to property right through there, so that.
I knew we had that
Bars.
triangular piece in front. Okay,
Yep.
that was just a question.
Any other questions? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Danko,
Aye.
Gary.
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Shire,
Aye.
Mayor Beeline.
Aye. Item 8 is our liquor advisory board, and the clerk will administer an oath. This is an annual item that's in our city ordinances that we have to take our oath every year. So this will be to proceed as Streator Liquor Advisory Board to the City of Streator Liquor Commissioner.
Okay.
We want us to stand up?
All rise.
All right, right.
Please. Just gonna repeat after me. All together.
All together.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will discharge the duties
that I will discharge the duties
of a member of the City of Streator Liquor Control Commission
as a member of the Streator Liquor Control Commission,
faithfully,
faithfully,
without favor or partiality,
without favor or partiality,
in accordance with the laws
in accordance with the laws
of the City of Streator and the State of Illinois.
Of
of the City of Streator and the State of Illinois.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Which means in the next month or two, we'll probably have some liquor commissioner items to review and discuss. So we'll go on to item 9, mayoral appointments. Can I request a motion and second to approve the following mayoral appointments to Streator Library Board of Trustees? Reappoint Dave Reed, Darcy Molo, and Gary Wheeler for a term ending July 31st, 2029.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Geary with the motion and Councilman Dinko with the second. Any discussion? Clerk, color roll, please.
Danko?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
Reed?
I will abstain.
Yes, you do.
Shire?
Aye.
Mayor Beat.
Aye.
She should have seen it coming.
Item 10, request a motion and second to approve the consent agenda with a fund warrant total of $793,228.38. We'll also be approving minutes of the city council meeting from the special city council and committee of the whole May 6th, minutes from the regular council meeting May 20th, financial reports from the month of May 2026, granting permissions to tourism committee to host movies in the city park, as well as an assessor report. You get a motion and second, please.
Second?
Okay, Councilman Geary with the motion and Reed with the second. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Danko?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
Reed?
Aye.
Shire?
Aye.
Mayor Beat.
Aye. City official comments.
Yes, Mayor, just a few items, just a reminder that the spring fly-in is from June 19th to 21st at RC Flyers Field. So if you're around and available, you can attend that, as well as Liberty Fest, as a reminder, will be from July 4th to the 5th, all day at City Park. And then Runs for Glory 5K, of course, is on July 4th at City Park from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you.
I just want to reiterate a huge thank you to everybody that came to our aid on Thursday, and can't thank you enough.
I have a couple of quick things.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
On, I believe it was June 8th is when they did the pinning, a week ago Monday. Kind of got lost in the shuffle. Ed Levy was promoted to captain. Ian Rogers was promoted to lieutenant. That happened just 3 days before the incident with the tornado, and it just kind of got swept under the rug, not swept under the rug, but I don't think they got yeah, kind of got pushed off the front page. So congratulations to them, because it's a big deal, especially to them and their families. And congratulations to Woody, 22 years with the department, I believe sometime this week. And of course, we've already said thank you to everybody. And one last thing, kind of self-promotion. On July 27th, I will be doing a program at the Streator Public Library on the Cherry Mine disaster. The director asked if I would do that. The Cherry Mine disaster, even though it happened 40 miles away from here in another county, is a big part of Streator history. 259 men and boys died. I say boys because the youngest was 14 that died in the fire. 259 died. Over 200 were from Streator. They were Streatorites. So it is part of Streator history. I'll be doing a program on that. It's 10 o'clock on July 27th. I hope it's a fascinating program. It's a fascinating story. If I tell it right, it'll be a fascinating program.
Is that at the library?
That'll be at the library. Yep, up in the Soderstrom room.
Thank you.
Thank you again, and a great job to all the department heads and city staff as the tornado recovery continues.
I have nothing to add, but thank you for the opportunity.
Okay. No, I'll just thank everyone again, and the outpouring support's overwhelming at times. We had calls coming in asking us what they can do to help Friday morning, I think, before we really even had a clear picture of everything that we needed to do, so I will always say our volunteers and our people can stand up to any group, anywhere.
Yep.
And it just shows it again and again, that when we need to, we'll come together. So it's always humbling and an honor to see. So, okay. Any further? Okay, I will request a motion and second to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Shire and Councilman Dinko with the seconds. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Danko?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
Reed?
Aye.
Shire? Mayor Beat.
Aye.